Gold breaking all-time high today. Always awesome to see on any chart when you have this macro, multi-decade, higher high, higher low trajectory and breaking an all-time high. It looks crazy. This might be one of the most bullish indicators for Bitcoin and crypto markets. And I'm not just going to sit here and say that because it sounds good. I want to take maybe 10 minutes in this video to show you exactly why I'm saying that and exactly what history says about this. I just tweeted a little bit ago, gold has broken all-time high based on history. Crypto is next. And that's what I'm going to break down in this video in a very simple way on these charts. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. Your support means a ton to me. And let's get started. So for a visualization aid, as we start the video, I saw this post from Crypto Rover here on X, Bitcoin versus gold, history is repeating. And this is a good visualization aid as we start this charting video. You can see Bitcoin on the left. There's this multi-year cup and handle that everybody's been tracking. And then you can see gold on the right. This is a cup and handle with this goes back to like 2011-ish. So massive cup and handle. If we look at the chart on gold, if we zoom all the way out on the weekly, this is what that looks like, right? So this is like a massive setup. What I did here on this Bitcoin chart, because this is what we're going to really need, is I put the Bitcoin halvings. The Bitcoin halvings happening right around these yellow lines that you see on this chart. Because when we look at the Bitcoin chart, we have the same exact yellow lines. And this has really been just a really helpful guide from cycles. These 4-year cycles that we've been getting on crypto have been insanely consistent and helpful to anticipate bull markets, to anticipate bear markets, and put aside all of the data. And I keep saying this because I try and come at these charts with like different data points instead of repeating the same thing. So this video is about gold. We've talked about minor capitulation. We've looked at institutions buying the current consolidation, buying the current dip. We look at this from a global liquidity perspective. We look at simple cycle data. We look at pattern data and setups and all of that stuff, moving average, momentum. We look at all of these things. This video is gold. So as we know, gold broke all-time high. What I wanted to do in this video is I just wanted to look, it sounds nice, history repeating itself. This is a good indicator showing that Bitcoin's about to do the same. And I want to zoom out and look at previous cycles to get a sense of why, not just me that is saying this, but other people. Very simply, you can see right now as I'm zoomed out on this weekly chart, here's the last Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin, or gold, this is gold by the way, breaking all-time high, okay? Gold was breaking all-time high, and this was in August of 2020, around 77 days past Bitcoin halving. And if we go to the Bitcoin chart, last cycle, and this gets even more interesting, by the way, but we just go like around 70 days past Bitcoin halving. Let's just go to July, right? So we're looking at, and it looks like, Bitcoin consolidating after the Bitcoin halving. Definitely not breaking all-time highs like gold, but gold acting, if you look at this back then as a kind of a leading indicator for what Bitcoin was getting ready to do. We're in a very similar environment and consolidating even more so post-Bitcoin halving as gold is breaking all-time high here. So this is a Bitcoin chart, but you can see Bitcoin consolidating and you can once again see gold breaking all-time high. So very similar in terms of these two cycles. What I really want to point out, and we're going to start zooming out now on this gold chart and the Bitcoin chart, I want to point out from that August all-time high, gold consolidated, right? And it consolidated for quite a long time. This is a weekly chart. And at that moment that gold topped out, Bitcoin, especially if we think of August, we know November, kind of right over here, Bitcoin breaking those bull market doors. Bitcoin, as gold was topping out right around here, Bitcoin actually getting ready to explode. So gold was going down while Bitcoin was in its parabolic bull run. Crypto was in its parabolic bull run. Because remember, anything I'm showing on this Bitcoin chart, it applies to this total crypto market cap chart. It applies to altcoins. This video, though we're using Bitcoin as the roadmap, I truly think applies to all of crypto. So going back to gold, what I want to do is I want to zoom out. Because it's not every cycle that we've gotten this. It's cool to see last cycle we had an all-time high of gold before the parabolic crypto bull run. This cycle, we're getting all-time high, an all-time high of gold. And if you even look at it, I mean, we're just in such a similar time frame as when it happened last time, just over 100 days past Bitcoin halving. But go back 2 cycles. You can see here's gold. This is a gold chart. Gold not breaking all-time high anywhere near the Bitcoin halving. But what I did notice that I think is relevant data, put aside the all-time high leading indicator, what I did notice is Bitcoin halving 2016, gold fell after the Bitcoin halving, right? Gold consolidated. Gold went into this consolidation. And then I noticed 2012, gold went into this consolidation after the Bitcoin halving. And this is a time frame guide that I'm using. But if we go look at the charts, we know what happened with Bitcoin, those cycles, right? So here's the cycle where gold was consolidating, Bitcoin took off, and then we go all the way back to 2012. Again, let's look at the gold chart. Here's 2012 halving, gold consolidating, and then here's Bitcoin taking off. So there's 2 interesting things happening if we look at this chart, and that is to say, no matter if it's this cycle or last cycle, and gold's breaking all-time high before Bitcoin, last cycle, gold consolidated after the Bitcoin halving. 2 cycles ago, gold consolidated after Bitcoin halving. 3 cycles ago, gold consolidated after the Bitcoin halving. And that's, I think, an interesting other perspective on this data that we should definitely keep in mind, especially if you're watching a gold chart, because right now, gold breaking all-time high in a very similar way that it broke all-time high last cycle. Is it getting ready to consolidate? And I don't know how drastic it will be. Obviously, macroeconomic data and happenings and events are different this cycle versus this cycle and versus this cycle. Everything's different every cycle, right? But we do have a trend, and we do have just charting data to utilize. And when we see it so consistent across the board, I think is incredibly important to pay attention to. So this is the question: is history repeating? Gold getting its breakout, obviously, on this huge kind of cup and handle type of thing. You can even see just kind of like this inverse head and shoulders in there. Gold making a nice breakout right here into halving, currently breaking all-time high. Now the question is for Bitcoin, and this is the question we've been asking anyway, put aside the gold chart, is Bitcoin getting ready to do the same thing? Obviously, it's not as massive of a setup, but you can see the cup and handle right now, kind of in this handle setup, the consolidation, frustrating everybody. Is it going to go lower? Is it the beginning of a bear market? All of these questions. And we're in this very simple, if you even look at a daily chart, a short-term consolidation that we have to just live through before we even get the answer. Is Bitcoin getting ready to do what it's done in previous cycles after the Bitcoin halving? Is it getting ready to follow gold as it did in last Bitcoin halving after gold hit its all-time high? Is Bitcoin getting ready to follow? Is crypto getting ready to follow? That's the question that we're going to answer, and only time will tell. So this is kind of the very simple, I would say, surface level comparison of gold versus Bitcoin charts. And I think with everything else we've been discussing on this YouTube channel as it relates to these markets, to the total crypto market cap, I think this is another phenomenal data point to kind of to just put into the mix. And it will be very interesting to see if post-Bitcoin halving, gold does consolidate like it has previously. So I'm sure there can be an argument for both, whether it will continue going to the upside, even in an environment where Bitcoin's also going to the upside, they're both going to the upside, or is there an argument for gold to consolidate as well as it has in previous cycles? I think there could be, especially because it is hitting all-time high, and anything that's ever doing that, it's always a good idea to anticipate some consolidation. So these are my thoughts today. Let me know your thoughts, everybody. As always, I really do thank you for watching the video. If you're not a subscriber, make sure to subscribe as we continue to track these crazy markets. Have an awesome day. Hang in there. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.